Hello there, everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining us on Ardent. This is where we talk about things we love, like movies and video games,
and each
and
other.
we do talk about each other too because we do love each other. Love yourself. It's a good therapy, and other such things in the news world. With me today is Leo. What's up, Leo?
What's up,
And
buddy?
I'm
I,
Ace.
I feel like we haven't done this in a while. I don't know why. It's only been a week.
We did this last week, so
I
if you
know.
want to check out
It's been a
our
long week.
last week, it has been a long week. So if you
I'll be
want to check
right
out
here. Or
our
here.
last week's podcast, you can go do that, and you can also check us out every week by subscribing and liking and commenting on the video. And if you're listening to this audio only format, thank you for listening to audio only format on like Spotify and Apple Music and wherever other podcast forms are found. So thanks for joining us there. So yeah, let's get right into this, man. I know. Well, I think the public knows, or at least the four people that follow us know that we really like Star Wars. And recently, Ewan McGregor was doing press for the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and he was talking to this journalist who asked him a question about the prequels, and he was pretty much saying how the films really weren't well received by the critics at the time. And his quote is really nice. It's he goes on to say that the movies were it was an odd experience making the movies because it's a big world that he was thrown into, and it was scary. And like he said that those films weren't critically liked very much, and they weren't written very nicely about in by the critics. And then the quote goes on, but what I want to focus on is what he said after. He says, what we didn't hear at the time was people your age, your generation. We met those people now who really love our films, but it's taken us 15 years to hear that, and it's nice. It's really nice. It's changed my outlook. My relationship with Star Wars is different because of that.
hmm That's
So
us, dude.
yeah,
Like,
that is us. And if you think about it, it's true because at the time there was no Twitter or Instagram, or maybe Facebook was just getting out of, maybe, or what was there,
well,
MySpace? What was
I,
MySpace the
oh,
thing?
that was 2007.
Yeah. So
When the
this was kind of
right?
before. Yeah, I think
Was it?
so.
It was
Uh,
2005. It was
oh, five.
2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
So
before
not
all the
really.
social media stuff that actors can get kind of real world, real time things from the
Mm.
fans. So yeah, it took them 15 years for them to hear positive about the
Yeah.
prequels. And I mean, I like the
I mean, it's
prequels.
yeah.
They're fun. I mean, especially the last scene with Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting in
Oh,
Mustafar, right?
spoiler. Like,
All right. Like
yeah,
10 year spoiler. But yeah, so
dude.
what do you think, man? I can the link will be down below when the actual video of him talking to the reporter, and you can just see like the joy in his heart that he has, like just talking about it, and like saying like it's really cool now. But yeah, what are your thoughts, man?
Dude, first off, did you see Anakin? Well, yeah, Anakin. But did
Anakin.
you see Hayden Christensen's
Mhm.
jacket?
Yeah,
That
it
looked
was
cool.
great. Hmm.
Just kind of like looks just like Vader's undersuit
Hmm.
or whatever. But anyways, yeah, dude, it's really great to hear that, especially because you heard like the terrible things that people did say about like Ahmed Best, and he's kind of gotten to that point, he got past his like depression and everything, and he wanted to at some point, unfortunately, like he wanted to like kill himself off, but he got past that and he's here now and people appreciate him,
Hmm.
and that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, even even like Ewan McGregor, even though he's like praised as like one of the best parts of the prequels, he wanted to be, he wanted it to mean something more, but it did mean something like that to like, people like us, around our age,
Hmm.
maybe even a little younger. But I'm always going to appreciate the prequels. I don't think they're like the best movies ever, but I love the story. I love what was done, as far as like pushing technology and pushing the
Hmm.
story, going back and showing us that. and it's just like I appreciate it for the memes all these years later, and hopefully this is going to be a great continuation of that for those two characters, because I mean it's crazy because we know exactly how it's going to end up, but I am so hyped because there's untold like stories in all that time, and we're finally
Hmm.
to see it, and they just seem super excited to be
They
back
do.
and be a
They
part,
really do.
especially Hayden,
Yeah.
because it's about time this guy got his due, because he's not the greatest actor in the world, but he's way better than people give him credit for.
Hmm.
And hopefully under the direction of Deborah Chow, who just from her Mandalorian episodes,
Yeah.
like I'm so hyped for this. Anyways, yeah, it's just great that they feel that way now. They feel
Hmm.
appreciated for what they did, because they did put
Yeah.
they put their all into this.
Yeah, and he says that in his quote. He says that we put our heart and soul into the prequels, and they were difficult to make because the second one, the third one, there was so much green screen
All
and
the
blue
green
screen.
screen, yeah, he did
Yeah.
say that.
And then they talk a little bit more about the third one, and then towards the end, you hear Hayden Christensen say that the third one is a phenomenal film, and and it's nonstop action, and it's so
Mm,
true. Like
yeah,
that thing was just packed with
right from the
action from the
beginning.
beginning. Yeah, so it was great, and it's great to see that they're finally hearing the praise that, yeah, pretty much our generation, that we're like, yeah, these are they're not maybe the best
Mhm.
movies, but they're good movies, and we enjoy watching them.
They're great Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah.
They are. I mean, they're good.
Oh yeah, and then to something not so heartwarming. As I'm pretty sure you all have heard and seen, the yep, you've seen the lawsuit right now is taking place between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So we're not going to focus on the lawsuit itself. We're more interested
Even
in,
though like all the videos are just so
exactly,
funny. They're
yeah,
so
I'm like, I don't know if it's considered doom scrolling on TikTok, but like it's kind of doom scrolling. But like most of the videos I'm seeing is just like the flubs that Amber Heard's lawyers are doing on court, and it's just funny to watch. But anyways, there's a petition that was started, and now it has grown. I think a little bit now, past 4 million. Yeah, a little bit more than 4 million signatures to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman.
Mhm.
So I don't know if they can do that like right now, because is the movie done already? The Aquaman 2? Is it? Is
Yeah,
it?
the movie has been done, dude.
Yeah.
It was supposed to
So
come out in December.
yeah.
Like
So
last
I don't know. I don't know if DC is gonna. I mean, 4 million. That is a lot of signatures. So I don't know if at this point DC can digitally remove her out. I'm pretty sure they can, but I don't know how much money that will
dude,
be.
that would be expensive, because I
Yeah,
mean, dude, I still haven't watched the first Aquaman movie.
I've watched it, and it's
But
good.
how big of a role do you think she would have in the sequel
It's a
based
big
on that?
role. It's a,
So
it's a big role.
yeah, that's something that's like super difficult to do. It's kind of like it's not exactly editing out Ezra Miller for being
Yeah,
whatever they've been doing.
for trying to fight everybody in Hawaii.
I love that meme so much. That
Yeah.
Flash, like, I don't want to fight you, Flash. I wouldn't want to fight me either, bro. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's not to that extent, but yeah, she has a significant role. That's not something that can be done
Yeah.
easily. But also at the same time, I'm thinking Warner Brothers is under new management. Like
Mhm.
it's owned by Discovery now. And I don't know
Mhm.
if you saw, but they canceled so many shows
Yep.
just in the last like week. They canceled like over like nearly like a dozen shows, I think.
Mhm.
Um, but
Yeah.
I can't say that they wouldn't do it.
Mhm.
But also they wouldn't do it because of that reason. They wouldn't do
Mhm.
it because of a petition, because they're just like, okay, what is that? That's not going to dictate how they run their business. What
Mhm.
will is the outcome of the case, their perception, and if they think that that alone is going to damage the movie enough you know, to not be
Yeah.
worth it, because the first one made over $1 billion. I think it was like the first DC.
Hmm.
uh, DCU franchise property to make over a
Hmm.
billion. So this movie has so much potential just based off of that, because people know it as a really fun movie to watch, as far as I've heard, at least. And I did see a couple scenes, and I was like, okay, I'll probably check that out. But yeah, if it's not going to be because of the
Hmm.
petition, but it is, you know, good to see that people are that passionate.
Yeah. The Newsweek reported that the Change.org petition got over 2 million signatures in just 2 weeks. So that is a lot of signatures. And I
I'm
mean,
surprised that wasn't in like 2 days.
yeah, and I agree with you that Warner or DC isn't going to, or now Discovery isn't going to like make decisions based off of a change.org account petition, but I do believe that they are hearing them. Like they are hearing their fans and the they are hearing the public. So it might not, if they decide, for example, to not continue with Amber Heard as Mera in the Aquaman, like for Aquaman 3, if they decide to do Aquaman 3, if they don't, if she doesn't come back to portray the world as Mera, I think it probably won't be because of the signature change.org petition, but I think that petition will have something to
Mhm.
do with it, even if it's like super
Well,
minuscule.
well,
But
that'll give them a good, way to like gauge how many people actually care.
yeah,
Because I mean, that seems like a small number, but how many people actually go on and look for petitions to sign?
yeah,
I haven't seen it come across like my Twitter feed or anything.
yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. But if
Hmm.
people that see it and just like clicking on it, let's
Well,
do
yeah.
this, get rid of
I
her.
mean, and if those same 4 million people uh don't go watch the movie in the opening weekend, I mean, I don't know how much that might do to the movie, like money wise, but hey, that might be a thing that we
Yeah.
might see start. Well, we might see start popping up is the boycotting the Aquaman 2 because of Amber Heard. So
I mean,
who
hey
knows?
man, they changed Sonic in like a month, so they
They really did. They really did. They really
uh
did. And good for, and honestly, I think it needed to be changed because that first rendition of Sonic was kind of
bro, he
was
had
kind
like
of
real
rough.
teeth. That was creepy.
Was kind of rough, and yeah, I think it just made the movie so much better. But yeah, so
And the movie would have been the same, but it made it easier to look at.
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know what you think about this Amber Heard petition stuff, and also the Ewan McGregor finally hearing praises for his work in the Star Wars prequels.
Such a
So
beautiful thing.
now, Leo, let's talk about your favorite film, Dune.
Whew, oh,
Talk
oh.
about Dune. So, what do you the updated casting that we have for Dune is that Christopher Walken has joined the cast now,
He's gonna be
and
like the emperor.
yeah, he's gonna play Dennis. Well, in Dennis Villeneuve's adaptation of
Denis
the
Villeneuve.
Dennis Villeneuve.
Denis.
Mm-hmm.
Denis.
Denis Villeneuve. Um, so he is going to be playing. I think he's an emperor. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think
I
about
thought you read the
this casting?
books.
Dude, I know I read the book, but I mean, it's been like a while since I read the book. Okay.
Bro, even I know he's gonna be like, I think Florence Pugh's dad, because she's like the
Mm,
princess, right?
mhm,
Yeah. So I mean, hey man, Christopher Walken, that's someone that's going to be entertaining. I don't know much about like the Emperor. All I'm seeing is like videos of like the
mhm,
first movie or like the original movie or whatever.
mhm,
But it I mean, you can't really base much off of that movie. But he just seemed very like, I'm the king or
mhm.
emperor or whatever. And then I don't really see if I picture Christopher Walken in that role. But I mean, this is a whole new movie.
Well, mhm,
I really hope that I will like Dune 2. I'm praying that I enjoy it, because all of the cast was already
mhm,
fantastic. It was phenomenal, but we're getting,
mhm,
even better, like even more great actors added
mhm.
to it. And I just hope that they continue. this story makes more sense after I watched the second one. Whenever that comes out, because they haven't started shooting. I would have
Yeah,
expected
they
something
haven't.
like this for them to do like Lord of the Rings style, like just shoot
Hmm.
continuously. But no, it's gonna
Hmm.
be a couple of years at least till
Yeah,
we see this.
and
I don't.
I can't wait to have a Christopher Walken's iconic sounding voice in Dune. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, so let us know what you think
I
about
really
this
wish I
this
could do a Christopher
casting for
Walken
Dune.
voice. That would be
I know
awesome.
the what's it called, not improv, a what's it called when you
Impression?
impression. Thank you. Yes, an impression of Christopher Walken's voice. Because I think
I think it's just more in
out
like
of
the.
yeah, out of like pretty much, out of all the
Mhm.
impressions out there, his voice may be one of the easiest ones to do, just because of how unique it is. But yeah, so
Yeah,
let
it's
us know
like if
what
you
what
hear
you
it,
think.
like it's either yes or no. Like
True, true.
there's no like that was all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so let us know what you think about this Christopher Walken news about him joining the cast of Dune Part Two. So I think going into the streaming services, Halo was renewed for a season two by Paramount. I think this was always their plan to renew it, but
Season one even
now
over?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't watched it, honestly. And I've heard mixed reviews about it. I was reading when I was by prepping for the show. I was reading that Master Chief loses his virginity in the Halo, and fans were not sure what to think of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, "Hmm,
Did someone
interesting."
come up to
I
him
don't
and there was
I
like,
don't
"Have
know.
you has anyone ever seen you under this suit?" And then he's like, "Everyone has."
It's like, oh, Master Chief, that suit looks so heavy. You should take it off. And that's why I'm
That
not
sounds
a.
like a different video or
It does. And that's why I am not a script writer. Um, yeah,
you could write
so
a specific type of script, but I mean, who can't?
right?
Like,
Yeah. So Paramount Plus did renew Halo for season two. So I'm guessing they had a good outcome, a good viewing for the official first season of Halo, and yeah. So what do you think, Ryan? What do you think of this Paramount Plus renewing Halo?
well, good. I mean, have you watched it?
Nope, I have
I'm
not.
kind of surprised that they did, just because I've been seeing very, very, very mixed things about this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know, man. I guess it gives me more of a reason to want to check it out,
Mm-hmm.
because I really haven't really cared to watch it, because I don't want to subscribe to Paramount Plus. Uh, I want to subscribe to it once they get, once all these like South Park movies are released. Then
I'm
I'll probably subscribe to Paramount Plus.
I'm gonna subscribe to Paramount Plus when they officially release the
Oh yeah.
Avatar,
Yep.
the Avatar world, I guess, or Avatar Studios,
Yeah.
when that gets greenlit and becomes a thing in Paramount Plus. So I'm just
Yeah,
waiting for
whenever they
that.
start developing stuff, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Like
yeah.
I wonder for like South Park and Avatar alone. And I mean, it's a little bonus if season 2 is
Hmm.
being made for Halo, and I'm like, all right, let's check out season 1. But yeah, I was a little surprised, but not shocked. So awesome.
Yeah, yeah, same. I mean, it's cool. I mean, there could be people employed, not just the actors, but the writers and the set producers and the costume designers. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's good for everybody all around. And hey, if they think this is something, this is a series like they can keep on continuing
I bet you
for
it's
a
a ton of
while, then
nerds just working. Like,
it's
yeah,
what.
it's probably just a bunch of nerds working it, So they're just like, "Yeah, we're gonna put this on our show."
Right. Well, I guess just keep on talking about the video games, but not just not in video game movies, but actual video games. We have some updated game delays that are happening from 2022 to 2023. They've been pushed. There's a couple of big games. I think the biggest one on the list from Game Informer is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So that one was pushed from 2022 and is being according to Game Informer is going to be released sometime in the spring of 2023. So I think that's one of the bigger ones that they have here. Also, Starfield is Bethesda's one of Bethesda's new big open world games, and that one is also being pushed from 2022 to 2023, I believe. um so yeah, so and EA was also on the list with PGA Tour, the golfing game for EA Sports. That one's being released also in spring of 2023 according to Game Informer. So what do you think, man? Think about these all these
I mean,
delays.
honestly, the only one I cared about was Zelda.
Yeah, same.
That's the only one I cared about.
Yeah, I was interested in Starfield because I do like those like open world first or for one solo player narrative game
Mhm.
style. Um, so I was interested in Starfield because the way what how they announced it was, you can like visit different star systems and
Mhm.
get to know different species or whatnot, and like kind of really tailor your experience. It sounded really cool. So I was looking forward to that, but that one's being pushed to next year as well. So,
Yeah.
for me, those two were the bigger ones. I'm like, okay, as I think we've said this before, but as long as they release I mean, if they need to push games back to release a good quality game, then go
Yeah.
do it. Because that I think that's what matters at the end is that the game is done. It doesn't need a 35 gig patch day one.
Oh god, bro. Bro, I still haven't played that game. I like turned it on, created my character, went through the first little like I was like in the club or something,
Mhm.
and I talked to some guy, and then I just turned it off, and I was like, cool, I'll probably start that up later. No, dude, I
Nope.
have not gone back. Mostly because I'm trying to play Forbidden West first,
Yeah.
but I haven't touched that in a while either. So
Mm.
I think the
Yeah.
more and more that like, or the less time that I have to like play games, the less I
Mhm.
care for these delays because I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to play them anyways.
Mm.
But for Zelda, I am like, I'm going to take every moment I can, and I'm going to have that game.
You're gonna put your phone on do not disturb mode.
Dude, yeah, and I'd hardly ever take my Switch off of my dock,
Hmm.
but I this is definitely on the go, like a game
Yeah.
I'm going to take on the go
Yep. Yep. Yep.
because I'm going to again relish in every moment. I'm gonna have to get
Hmm.
like a self-driving car because
You want to be a safe driver while playing Zelda?
yeah, I'm just gonna be like,
Exactly. Hey,
bitch.
I'm playing Zelda. Yeah, so let us know what you think of all these game delays, and what game are you looking forward to that's that is now being pushed to 2023. Let us know. Comment down below. So, from video games going into a couple more Disney movie news. The Disney CEO, Bob
Chapek.
Chapek, he came out and said that the Disney and their films are confident that they can succeed without the Chinese market, and it seems like, I mean, we're gonna talk about this a little bit later, but the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness wasn't released in China, and I think it reached what 500 million opening weekend, or
Hmm.
500 million opening, or 500 million worldwide without the Chinese market. But historically, the Chinese market has pushed not just like Marvel films, but just films in general over like that 1 billion mark if movies have been there. I know with the end game it really pushed it over, and with other movies the Chinese market has pushed like has made a huge impact
Yeah.
on opening weekend. So what do you think? Do you think like, one, do you think they can survive, and then, well, I know they can, but or succeed, but or two, do you think they're gonna start tailoring movies again for the Chinese market if they don't succeed, I guess. And I don't know what succeed means in their eyes. Is it like anything under $500 million is a
As long as they
bust or
can
something?
keep,
Or
I'm guessing as long as they can keep like, profiting off of them, like by pretty significantly, because let's say like I think Doctor Strange costs 200 million to
Mhm,
make. That doesn't include like marketing or anything. Let's say like another like 50, 60 million for marketing. I don't know, but
mhm.
yeah, they definitely making some money off of there, and they're like, well, we can still make this money. Like, oh well, if they don't want to show us in China, I think like the most ridiculous thing that I saw, uh, a reason why China didn't want to play Spider-Man No Way Home was because of the Statue of Liberty, and they wanted to show it as little as possible, or they weren't going to show it. But like that's where the whole last battle takes place,
New York.
which I still kind of think that it was a strange place for them to fight, because I'm kind of
Yeah.
with JJ on that one. Like he wants to destroy another national landmark. Like I mean, I
I know.
guess, but they
It's like why couldn't they like move the fight to like Arizona or like
hey they
Nebraska
wanted.
or like Ohio where like nobody lives?
Why would they fight? Why would Spider-Man fight in Ohio?
Because it's like less casualties. It's like less do you know do you know how many
Yeah, he's
like
gonna swing to Ohio
yeah.
to avoid casualties. This dude ain't Goku. He
Hey,
can't just
Doctor
go.
Strange
He
could have
can't.
just opened a portal and be like, okay, we're gonna move this to Kansas in the
Bro,
middle
he
of the
was in the. He was
cornfields.
like hanging above the Grand Canyon. How you gonna do that?
He can
He didn't have
do
a
this
slingy.
web zip, and then like
Okay.
go onto
Anyways,
the
bes-
go
besides,
to
I
the
tell you
walls.
all the ways that you are wrong. That's uh he. Yeah, man. I mean, I thought that was kind of weird, but it just doesn't make sense. Like like why would they not want to show the Statue of Liberty? Like I guess like yeah, you're China, but that exists. It's not like you don't have other movies that show the Statue of Liberty.
Mm,
Like I don't know, but anyway, if they can keep making movies and making some cheddar from like not showing in China, like cool. But
mhm.
I think this just means that they're not going to try to cater to them.
Yeah.
They're gonna make a movie, and if they play it there, awesome. If they won't, okay, whatever,
Mhm.
we'll be
Yeah,
fine.
because Bob Chapek Chapek, right? He did say that both Encanto and Death on the Nile were released in China. So we'll see how those do
Yeah,
in the well. Encanto did pretty well in the box office. I'm not too sure about Death on the Nile. I recently watched that film. It's
it
not
was
bad.
good.
It's
I
actually
liked
really
it.
good.
I
Yeah,
actually liked it more than I
yeah.
expected. And
It's really good.
I saw
Death on the
Murder
Polar
on
Express
the
or Murder Express.
Death on the Polar Express.
Was it
Fucking
Murder on the
Tom
Express
Hanks
or
just goes
whatever?
crazy and murders all those kids on the way to see Santa.
Yep.
It's like no one gets to see Santa but me. He just fucks them all up.
True.
Especially that little annoying kid. Like, he's the
Right.
first one to go. He just
Yeah.
murdered him first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
So,
god. I could see Tom Hanks
mhm.
doing that, especially after seeing that like the Elvis trailer so many times. I'm like, Tom Hanks could be an asshole.
Yeah.
Maybe he could be a murderer.
Yeah.
Has he ever been like a murderer or something like in
I
anything he's
no.
done?
No, I don't think
Dude, I
so.
want to see that Murder on the Polar Express. It'll be more like a massacre. Like,
Probably.
dude,
Uh
oh my god, someone
it's
needs to do that.
it's gonna be the age old question of like how many kids can you beat up they're like coming at you. It's like how many little kids could you take on?
Hey,
Like
it's easy when it's on
if
a
they were
train. You get them one at a time.
exactly. But yeah, so Encanto and Death on Now were released in China, but Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness wasn't. So yeah, so I guess we'll see how how this news kind of affects the box office, at least for Disney. And I think you did hit the nail on the head there, Leo, with the that they're not going to cater films to the Chinese market, and they're because he's the CEO, the Disney CEO did say that they were still gonna they were still going to submit films to China, and whether they accept them or not is like, okay, well, if they didn't accept it, cool, and then just
Mm,
kind of move on from there. So,
dude.
but uh, going on to the Doctor Strange, as we all know, Doctor Strange
It made
opened
a lot of
last
money.
weekend, and they did pretty well for themselves despite not being in the Chinese market. So opening weekend, they reached $507.8 million worldwide. That's 294.2 from uh, offshore markets and 213.6 million domestically. So it's not bad for opening weekend, $500 million. And if it
I
was
thought it was
like,
like 185 opening weekend. What?
through these are like through uh, let me see.
Why is it
Um,
that I typed in Doctor Strange domestic box office, but I
mhm.
typed in domestic, and the first thing is like domestic violence, and I'm like, what? And then it's domestic abuse,
What
and
the
then
heck?
domestic violence scene. Like, what the?
Yeah, so those are so 507 million is the current number. So the weekend debut was 187 million domestic and 262.4 million overseas, which for a good number of 449.4 million dollars opening weekend. So they added about like a 1.4 million, not more, like almost 100 to
204.4 million.
yeah, 204.4 million more. So that's where the $507.8 million comes from. But yeah, so not too bad for opening weekend for a
Opening week.
Marvel film. It's not the biggest opening weekend for a Marvel film,
I saw a lot of people
but
saying that it was gonna make more than like Spider-Man, and I thought like,
no,
maybe it could,
no,
but nah. I mean,
no.
it did
It's
really
just
well. Hell
it
yeah,
did
it did
well,
real
yeah.
real well.
But more than Spider-Man, nah, because
Mhm.
Spider-Man was the culmination of the trilogy there. So now
Of all the
that wasn't
trilogies.
gonna that wasn't gonna help pretty much of all the trilogies. Spoilers, man.
Well, I mean, Andrew Garfield didn't get a trilogy yet, so
I know, I know.
yet,
Yet,
yet.
yet
Um,
we're still crossing our fingers. So yeah, so right now we're gonna be talking about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this last part. So thanks for
if you
watching.
made it this
That way
far,
you can
also, my God,
thanks for watching. You can tune off here if you haven't seen it, because this last thing we're going to talk about is Doctor Strange. So
or just pause it
go
and come
watch
back,
it. Yeah, go watch it
or
and come
pause it
back,
and
and
watch
then
the whole
see
thing
if
over again. Mhm.
see if you agree with what we say or not say or whatnot. So yeah, so Doctor Strange, man. Initial thoughts.
Dude, I loved it. I watched it 3 times. Like, I
Three
watched it
times.
I watched it yeah, I watched it twice before you even got to watch it the first time.
I know.
So, I watched it Thursday night, I watched Saturday
So
night.
it's people like you who are contributing to the five hundred
Look,
and seven point eight
for
million dollars.
fortunately, I have A-list, so I didn't have to pay for it. I
Mm,
mean, every time I watched it. The
yeah.
only I paid for was my sister's because I took her Monday morning.
Mm.
Because first thing that happened was, like, in the morning, I opened up YouTube, and the first, like, 3 things on there were, like, straight up spoilers, 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 and it was, like, all in the thumbnail. I'm like,
Wait, so
"Yeah."
did you get spoiled because of the thumbnail?
No, 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 no.
Oh.
I saw those on Monday,
Okay.
and then I decided I'm gonna take my sister to go watch it before she gets everything spoiled for her.
Yeah.
So I took her. But yeah, I love the movie. It's definitely in like my top 10 MCU
Really?
ability. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's just every time I watched it, I just felt even more and more like I really
That's a
enjoyed
little
this
bit
movie.
of a hot take there, Mr. Leo,
Is it
with
really
the
a hot take?
yes, dude.
I mean,
People are kind of split as what
yeah,
I've seen on like the TikToks and the social medias.
yeah, but
they're kind of split almost evenly. If it not like a bad film, but like expected more, and
I
not like they're kind of split in the camp of I really liked it, or like it was just a movie, like not
I
top 10 Marvel kind of thing.
I don't know, man. Like I really enjoyed a lot. I mean, what did you think before I keep going?
Oh, I liked it. I thought I thoroughly liked it. I only watched it once,
Mhm.
on Sunday, which I managed to avoid spoilers Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I watched it on Sunday, and I
And you
thoroughly
woke up
enjoyed it.
Sunday and it's like, ah,
Yeah, yeah. I
so
thoroughly
close.
enjoyed it. It was a great theater experience. The special effects was great. The story was awesome. Marvel made their first Hispanic hero a person who can cross the border, so that's pretty cool. Did you see that?
That's gotta be
Did you
like
see
my
that meme? Did you see that meme?
that's
That
been my favorite
it
meme
was
that's come out of it so
it was a
far.
great meme. It was a great
Right.
meme.
Yeah.
Uh,
Who was it? Alex said, "I'm telling Trump."
yeah, yeah. But it was a great meme. But no,
I thought she
story.
would be annoying too. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna be annoying," because she
Yeah,
kinda came off annoying at first,
mhm,
but I'm like, "No, she grew on
yeah,
me. I liked her a lot as a character."
yeah. So pretty much the movie. Wanda is still like I think this pretty much takes place like right after WandaVision,
Pretty much. I
or
mean, long
or
enough
like
for her to study
yeah,
the Darkhold
or
well
like
enough.
maybe like a couple months after WandaVision, and it turns out that she's the one who is chasing the girl. I forget her name. The girl who can jump through realities and through multiverses. So she's the one who's sending all those crazy animals or crazy beasts to her, and to try to catch her because she wants to go to a universe where she can be with her kids
Where
that we
she can go
see
murder
in
herself
WandaVision.
and then take over.
Pretty much, she can murder herself in that reality and then
Oh,
take over and be the mom for those kids in that reality. So, dude,
dude, that's
incredible.
dark. Like, that
Oh
is
yeah,
really, really
oh
dark.
yeah, oh yeah.
Especially when he brought it, he was like, "What's gonna happen to that Wanda?" And she's just
hmm
like
Like I didn't. I was talking to our mutual friend Martin, and I told him like, yo, I didn't expect this movie to be as like suspenseful and like
I didn't expect it to be
horror-y.
like a horror movie at all.
I don't know if that's a word, horror-y.
Horror. I mean,
um, like as much as it was, and not like horror, like crazy, like Friday the 13th horror. I think it was more it was more like on the heavy suspense side or that style.
dude,
But and he was like, yeah, that's just Sam Raimi's style of
yeah.
directing. And I'm
I
like,
mean,
true. But
like,
it's
we
just
definitely
it was just
had
great.
horror elements in the Spider-Man movies. We definitely
Yeah,
had horror elements there, but to this with Doctor Strange, he loves Doctor Strange.
yeah.
Like, he said so himself, like, "I love this character," like, and he got to really put himself in this and
Mhm,
kind of play around with everything that Doctor Strange could do. And it was really cool, like, right off the bat, like, you got that, like, intro sequence with the other one with the ponytail Defender
mhm,
Strange. Like, it was like they just put you right in it. And then it
mhm.
kind of calms down. He's at the wedding, and then he starts using all these weird powers that we
Yeah,
haven't seen,
yeah,
like, in the MCU, and
yeah.
he's just like doing it like nothing, like the hands at the end where
Mhm.
he like stabbed that guy, who was I keep forgetting the name because he looks like they didn't use the right name. I forgot who it was, but anyways, it's like
Mm.
on the tip of
Yeah,
my tongue. But anyways, when they killed him, that was really cool. And then just all the powers that him, and it was cool seeing Wong with the
yeah.
swords. And so yeah, the intro was amazing.
Yeah, and that was one part that heard that people didn't really like was that the movie didn't like. Here's what happened in the past few months, and this we are now kind of sequence. Like it just like throws you right in, and I'm like, well, yeah, because that you
What
see
do we
all
need to
that.
know?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a TikTok where, I mean, the TikTok was like making fun of like of people who thought that. It's like, what when did Wanda get kids? And he's like, in the show. He's like, what show? He's like, WandaVision. And he's like, WandaVision. Like it was just like. Like he was poking fun of the people who didn't watch WandaVision or didn't watch the shows. I'm like, yeah, you have to like this movie.
Dude, and it's
This movie is one of the movies where you have to know what's going on, or else you'll
I
be
mean,
totally lost.
you can, but at the same time, he even says, like, "You don't have kids." you
Yeah.
made them up. And then she's like, I've seen them. And then it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. So she's seeing
Yeah.
kids here. And then if you want to, you can go back and watch WandaVision and you can see all of that. But
Mhm.
like, it's not like people don't know that WandaVision exists. It was like the
Yeah.
biggest show
I
when it
know.
was out. It
But
was
it was
huge.
it's just interesting to see how it's like, yeah, but we didn't get like the what the movies usually do of like telling us where we are in the story and then going from there. It's like, yeah, they just throw you in, and I really like that. I like that
Yeah.
aspect, that decision that they did was just throw you right in the movie. Like I
I
really
think
liked it.
the only thing that we could have gone back and seen was like a recap of WandaVision.
Yeah,
But other than
honestly,
that, like everything is just kind of we know what's happened up
yeah,
until this point.
yeah,
But I don't know.
yeah. So,
It may be just because we saw it, obviously.
mhm,
But it didn't seem like it seems like even if you hadn't seen it, you would have been like, oh,
mhm,
she's longing for something because yeah, she
yeah.
lost vision. But
So the movie continues, and Wanda attacks the temple, or what's it, the monastery,
what
and
Convertage?
yeah, what's it called again?
Convertage?
Convertage. She attacks Convertage, and so there's that whole fight scene. But dude, what about that scene where she like crawls out of like the gong thing? Did you what'd you think of that? Like that was like some
Bro,
like what's that movie where it's like the movie's like the TV is all like staticky and like the girl comes out of it? Um
The Ring?
the Ring, yeah, it's like the Ring, like the Ring style where like the Wanda just goes through the gong and like I guess like cracks all her bones and comes back
That
in.
was every time I saw
Insane.
that, I was like, "Oh, it's so sick."
It's good. It's so cool. It
Yeah.
is so cool. Um,
Dude, it
s-
was just great that, Sam Raimi brought, like, a little bit of everything.
he did. He really
Um,
did.
like, he loves horror, like, that's where that's one of the things he, like, really loves
Mhm.
to do, and he, the chase scene, oh my god, the Illuminati all being, like, just offed, like,
Dude, okay,
instantly.
I was getting there. You jumped ahead of me, bro. Okay,
Oh,
but
who
yes,
cares?
I
Let's
know,
just
but
jump.
yes, dude, bro, that scene insane. Okay, so
First
all
off,
a
we
lot of
get
the
the
fan
ultimate
theories,
fan casting of all
ultimate
time,
fan casting
like,
of all
looking
time.
exactly like the like the photoshops. We get John Krasinski as fucking Reed Richards,
Yep.
and it's just dude, that was the biggest pop
Oh,
I've heard
so good, man.
in a long time because people were, like, freaking the F out,
Yeah.
and and then the only one almost as big as that one was, like, Professor X. But
Mhm.
could you have imagined, dude, if they had not showed him or even heard his voice during the Doctor Strange
Dude,
trailer?
mind blown.
No, everyone would have, like, cried, like, people would have
Mhm.
been in freaking tears and popping off, like, uh, seeing him back as,
Mhm.
Xavier, seeing, like, Patrick Stewart's back. What? And, maybe it's just for, like, the one time, but, dude, they played the X-Men theme.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that was so
Mhm.
dope.
The 90s X-Men theme.
Yep.
But yo, that scene, that scene where we see all the Illuminati, bro, so awesome. Like I think in my theater, I didn't get like the same big reaction because I'm pretty sure people were seeing it for like the second or third time by that point.
I still
But
lost my mind every time I
oh
saw
no,
it.
yeah, it was the first time that I had seen it, and I'm like, oh, like it was just a huge gasp. I'm like, no way, they actually did it.
Oh god,
And then we see a keg,
I bet Kevin Feige called, like, John Krasinski, and he was like, "Hey, it's Kev. You know what this is." Like, that's
mhm,
exactly what happened. He's like, "I'm ready, dude. I got my
yeah,
suit."
yep. Where's my super suit? So we got Peggy Carter's Captain America, which was pretty cool to see. And then who else did we get? We got Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel, and then we
Maria.
have, huh?
That's Maria,
Oh yeah, Maria
right?
Rambeau. Yeah, Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel, and Mordo is it was the person that Doctor Strange met, like when he went to the New York I guess chamber. What do they call the New York the place where he lives?
Who?
Doctor Strange.
Oh,
Mordo.
the Sanctum.
Sanctum, the New York Sanctum. This Mordo met him, and then we got Black Bolt, which I didn't know much about Black Bolt until that movie. I'm like, oh,
Dude,
okay, cool.
the king of the Inhumans.
Yeah,
Bro, they did
they
and they
did him
brought the
dirty, bro.
same guy. They brought the same
Yeah.
actor from the show, from the series, which no one cares about because it was terrible.
Mm,
But I mean, it wasn't his fault, so cool,
hmm.
bring him back. But it's just cool to see him like be able
Yeah.
to come and
Look,
portray that
bro, it,
character
it
again.
wasn't. I think it wasn't just like that. She like murdered all of them. It was how she murdered all of
How
them.
and how easy it seemed
How
for her.
easy, when Doctor Strange was in was in the front of the Illuminati. He's like, they were like, yeah, we can handle your little witch, but it's
Oh,
you
she was
who
way too
it's who
cocky.
it's like it's you who we are afraid of or what or
Yeah.
whatever. And Doctor Strange's like, no, you can't handle her.
You don't get this.
Yeah, he's like, yeah,
It's like, don't
she
y'all
was
understand
what's it
though? Like
called, death walking, right? No,
dreamwalking.
dream walking.
They're
Yeah,
like
she was like little dream walking.
they were afraid of Doctor Strange because their Doctor Strange had the Darkhold, but
Yeah,
like they'll understand that she has a Darkhold
yeah,
and she's stronger from to begin with than
yeah,
Doctor Strange. She's
yeah,
stronger than him.
yeah.
So
Yo, so
come on,
pretty much, Mr. Incredible,
Mr. Fantastic,
Mr. Fantastic. Sorry,
Mr.
I always say that, Mr. Fantastic. What?
The other Fantastic
The other
Four.
Fantastic. Yeah, he what gets made into a silly string, pretty much.
Bro, I was so bad during that too because I'm over here looking at like Captain Marvel and Captain Carter, and I'm like, do something.
Yeah,
Like they're over here just like,
yeah. And
well, just
then he was like Wanda, Black, what was it, Black, not Black Adam, Black Bolt can Black Bolt can kill you with one word. And he was like, with his mouth. He was like, what mouth? And there was like nothing there, and he just freaked out and he pretty much blew his own brains out. Oh, bro, that was insane. Insane.
dude. At that moment, just complete silence, and
Yeah.
you could like hear the gasp, and then just after that, just like nothing, and then it's just, oh my god, it just
Hmm.
got
It
so
just
intense
went
from there.
downhill from there so fast. So so Black Bolt pretty much blew his brains out because he talked without a mouth and nowhere where the sound to go except back into his head. And then
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm glad I
Fantastic.
finally got an explanation for that, Ace. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yep. Mr. Fantastic turned into a silly string. Bro, Captain Carter, I mean,
She got it
Captain
dirty.
Carter, Peggy Carter, her death was, oh man, like it was like pretty much killed by the shield, sliced
Oh
in half.
god. God, dude, I was sick. But I'm
And
glad that Captain Marvel got crushed because I'm like, you coming out way too cocky, and then she like
yeah,
said, nah, destroyed.
yeah,
But dude, yeah, that was awesome. We could
bro.
talk.
And
I could
then,
talk alone for
oh
that.
yeah, and then Professor X was close to saving the day. He was like so close
Yeah, she's just too strong, man. Too
yeah,
strong.
but he got his neck broken. So yo, so yeah, I mean, going through the movie, I mean, pretty much they escape, going all the way to the end. What do you think about the ending? A lot of people are torn between that, where Wanda pretty much like, well before that, the girl, she shows like Wanda, like she shows like the kids like the Scarlet Witch Wanda,
Mhm.
and they get all freaked out, and she's like, no kids, I'm your mom, and they're like, mommy, like to the actual her their actual mom. And so
I
she like
just love,
shows
I'm
them
your
the
mother, and she throws the freaking couch.
yeah. So, and then I guess from that point, the Scarlet Witch Wanda, well, Earth 616, right?
Yeah,
That's the Earth
yeah.
616 Wanda admits that she her wrongs, and decides to, I guess, crush herself under the temple. So what do you think about the ending? A lot of people were split on that. We're like,
I
okay, yeah,
mean,
that makes
I'm
sense.
gonna
Or
be honest, dude. I liked it. I thought it was very fitting.
yeah,
I think it's like the only way that made sense. Like in the end, it kind of made sense because the whole reason they wanted the Book of Ashanti,
hmm
right? I don't know.
hmm
But
it's
he was
like,
because he wanted what he, to have what he needed to defeat her. But like it's just like, look, you have it. And the whole overall theme for Strange was you need to trust in other people. Not you can't
mhm,
just do everything on your own. And everywhere he went showed him why he needs to
mhm,
trust other people. And it was like the same thing for Scarlet Witch because she's over here saying the whole time, I'm a mother. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not trying. I don't hurt people. She's over here hurting people. It just kind of shows like how possessed she really was by like the dark hold,
mhm,
how like much it's taken from her. And it took everything to show her. She had to see herself that she's not
mhm,
hurting anyone. She would literally hurting herself, like
mhm,
another a variant of herself. And her kids didn't want that. Like
mhm.
her kids would hate that, and she saw that.
Yep.
She's like, they if they knew, they would not want me. So it just, I don't know. I thought it was a great ending,
Yeah.
honestly, because it was the only way that it could have really ended, other than him just straight up like murdering her,
Yeah. True. And
or if they
and
just like slit a
yeah.
hole in Black Bolt's lips and or non-existent mouth and just
Said a word. He said, "Mommy."
and
Just
I
kidding.
said, "Bitch."
Bitch. I can't feel.
Bro, is anyone I've
uh,
seen all the edits of people saying
no,
stuff,
that's a
and they
great.
said that would be hilarious.
That would, yeah, that would have been great. But you know, I also I agree with you. I like the ending where she, like, that was her own form of justice for herself. That she just could, I guess she couldn't bear the pain and try to kill herself. I don't know if she's dead. She might be, she might not be. It just seems a
I
little
think they left it
too
open ended
convenient. Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know if we're gonna see her. I'm pretty sure we'll see her back at some point in the MCU. Don't know when, but I agree that I liked how it ended. But bro, let's skip over all those credits, and we get that juicy Marvel end credit scene. And
It was
I
so
first
short
I
too.
know at first I had no idea who that was. I had to look it up, and it is Clea, and she is played by Charlize Theron. And so
Talk about like how did we not know? Like how did they keep that a secret? Like they kept so many secrets for this
yeah.
movie, which makes sense. But like Charlize Theron as
Uh-huh.
Clea is just insane,
Mhm.
and it kind of makes sense because the story that he had with Christine, and he's just kind of like that's
Mhm.
not going to happen. So we got Clea now, who eventually they do stuff.
They become a romantic couple in
I
in
want to
the
say
comics,
romantic, but yes, no,
or
damn.
a couple, or have relations, if you will. But yeah, so Clea, she's the sister of Dormammu, or like related to Dormammu at some in some way or
and
form.
in some form,
Um,
but like she's
mhm,
also Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension.
mhm.
So yeah, dude.
And
I mean,
because
I don't know what they're gonna do.
yeah, well, she said that she's like, Strange, you have to come with me because you did like a he well what's that word she used, like where like she where he like crashed realities. um you created
Resurgence?
a resurgence point, insurgence point, resurgence point,
Insurgents.
insurgence point, insurgence. And he's like, okay, let's go. And
Is it
shows
Insurgents?
his third eye.
Mhm.
um so yeah, I mean, don't know where, I mean, I don't know when the next time we'll see Doctor Strange, but hey, it's happening, man. The multiverse is here. It's here to
Dormammu
stay
is
for
her
a while.
uncle,
Her uncle? Oh,
I guess,
hmm.
or cousin, Doyle
They're related
Dormammu.
somehow.
I'm trying to like see because I could have swore like I was like that sounds right, but also like I could have swore I saw something else. And, like I don't know. I think it just depends on the version. But
So according to according to Marvel database fandom, she's the sister of Dormammu. So there you go.
yeah, it also says like uncle and cousin. So I'm like,
So well, they're related. Put it that way. They're
related
related.
somehow.
They're related.
Mhm.
So hey, so will we are we gonna see Dormammu appearance again in Doctor Strange? Because last time Doctor Strange just trolled him with the time stone. We were like, Dormammu, I'm here, and then like killed him every single time. It was like what
Dude, that'd be
five
hilarious if
like a
Dormammu comes
minute.
back.
Like was it like well, it was what like a good like a minute or two, right? In the movie of him just saying the same thing over and
Yeah,
over and over and over again.
yeah. I like the memes after that movie
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. I mean, it's great that they kind of like are setting something like that up because it just shows you like, okay, where can Doctor Strange go from here? Like anywhere,
Mhm.
anywhere.
Yeah.
There's and it. I keep seeing like all these theories and stuff. Of course, people want like Secret Wars, which was ridiculous because it's literally just different versions of
Mhm.
superheroes just fighting each other. Um, and that would be insane. You know, where else can they go after Endgame? There would be
Secret Wars.
crazy.
That'd be cool.
Um,
I mean, I was because I was also talking just to friends, and I'm like, Disney acquired all these properties when they bought 21st Century Fox, so they have to put them in the same universe somehow. Sure, they could have just like made them okay, cool, yeah, they're all in the same universe now. Who cares, right? But Marvel being Marvel, they wanted to make a story out of it. So, but yeah, so I'm wondering where things are gonna go from here, man. I
dude,
think
I
what
just
what
stopped. I stopped trying to like speculate because I'm like,
Oh yeah, no. I don't know where Marvel was in good hands with Kevin Feige. I mean, he just had this meeting with the Marvel team, like planning
yeah,
out
they
the
had
next
like a
10
whole retreat,
years.
didn't they?
Yeah, planning out the next 10 years of
Dude,
the MCU. So
imagine how
hey,
fun that is, though. Like, it's
bro,
work. It's definitely work,
a lot of
but
work.
there's no way that's not like a good time, though.
Yeah,
It's gotta be.
I know, and I'm pretty sure they all signed like 20,000 NDAs.
I'm sure
Like,
they do that when they first get hired, bro.
yeah, we're gonna sue you. Like your kids are gonna be entangled in this lawsuit.
Mhm.
So,
Could you imagine being like a child actor and being on these movies and they're just like, you have to sign this kid or you're never going to see a day past 10? Like,
pretty much. Oh man, pretty much. But yeah, that's it for us here at the Ardent Podcast. Let us know what you think about the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What things did you like? What things didn't you like? What and also what other Marvel movies are you looking forward to? We have two coming up in this year: Thor, Love and Thunder, and the Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
is Guardians of the
Volume
Galaxy this
Three.
year?
I think it's this year, isn't it? Or is
I
it
don't
next
know.
year?
I thought it was next year. Yeah, it's next
Oh,
year.
it's next year, 2023, right?
But we only
So
have Thor this year.
Thor. Okay, so I thought it was it's May 5th, 2023. Okay, I
Oh my
for some reason for some reason I thought it
a
was 2022,
year.
a year.
Dude,
So
I can't wait to see Will Poulter
yeah,
as Adam Warlock though.
it's gonna be great. So yeah, so Thor: Love and Thunder, the next Marvel movie, and but also what other Marvel movies are you looking forward to that are on the docket? Let us know all those comments down below. Thanks again for watching, listening, and commenting, subscribing, liking. We really appreciate it. My name's Ace.
And I'm Leo.
See you later.